Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Astro In with Abby. To everybody that have greeted me, hello to you. Welcome. Okay. So today we're going to talk about the whole full moon in Libra, which is on the 13th of April. This is the whole Aries Libra string of eclipses that has been happening from 2023 March. So it seems like there've been a back and forth movement in the Aries and Libra axis, and this is the fire and this is the air energy, and we all know that fire only exists because of air. So we've got a full moon in the air element, so a lot of fire signs will feel a bit suffocated right now, or you feel like you need to work twice as hard for you to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. But we're going to explain all of this here in the next hour or so. So bear in mind that here I'm also doing a YouTube live, so this will be recorded on my YouTube account. If you have not subscribed as yet, please click on the subscribe button, go onto YouTube, Astro In with Abhi, and click on the subscribe button, and you will find my live recording, which is a recording that's happening right now. So you don't need to message me and ask me questions. You can go and revert as a point of reference. You can go onto my YouTube channel. Guys, you must understand that I deal with a lot of people. So for me to interact with you personally becomes very difficult. You must understand this. So when I say my stuff is recorded on my YouTube channel, please go onto the YouTube channel. I've got a lot of people that I need to look after. So I'm going to introduce myself very quickly. My name is Abhi. I'm a psychic medium, intuitive reader, astrologist, Vedic astrologist, Westernologist, numerologist, moonologist, tarot, karmic astrology, light giving, etc. Once again, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you will find all my podcasts there. And it's with these very podcasts that you listen to, it can help you make better decisions. So if you look at whatever it is that you are having a problem with, and all of your problems exist in your mind only. So if you are suffering your mind, like we all do, go onto the YouTube channel and search for the relevant podcast that will suit your question. I've done over 200 plus podcasts there in the last 2 months. So go on it and listen. Sacrifice that 5 minutes or 10 minutes and go and listen to the recording. That's the whole reason why I have taken the initiative to go and load my content there. So I want you guys to do that. It's pointless doing readings and what have you if you don't know how to manage your own self. It's very difficult for me to give my life in somebody else's hand for them to manage my life. You must be within you that I need to manage my own life and I need the relevant tools. So the relevant tools are there. It's on the YouTube channel. This is intellect. And this whole full moon in Libra is going to teach you the very same thing about taking accountability. This is all about accountability. And for those of you that have messaged me with regards to your career, difficulty in career, I've also created a general forecast on 2025 with regards to the planets, the orbits of the planets, and how this impacts the career sector or career facet of your life for all sun, moon, and ascendant signs. So overall, this is a numerological vibration year number 9. So this is a year where Earth itself is stretching its hands, like Mother Earth is stretching its hands. And when Mother Earth stretches its hands a bit, there's a bit of difficulty that we experience. I wasn't here 1,000 years ago. I am here now for the past 37 years. But back in the day, there wasn't so much of people around. So whenever there was an earthquake or whatever, a lot of people never felt it. But today, a small earthquake happens and live a whole world hear about it. So just a little bit of stretching. So that's what's happening this year. Numerologically, vibration number 9, Earth is going through a shedding. It's shedding the old self. The frequencies are changing. I have done a live on this last year sometime as well as to what's happening numerologically with the planet Earth. Planet Earth is a vibration number 4, 4 to 5, 400 and 500 Hertz. But we are three-dimensional beings, so we are governed in the 3D world. However, there are ways where you can raise your vibration to see beyond this. But we will do that discussion for another time. You can also go on my YouTube channel. I've created a podcast on how to increase your vibration, how to increase your frequency. I have done podcasts on this. You must listen to it. Imagine if two, three people ask me how to increase frequency and I have to type that out every day. It's quite, it's time consuming. So therefore, I've created podcasts on this. So if you've been following me for some time, you'd understand that I work on a 5-day rule, 5 days before and 5 days after. Whether it's a new moon, whether it's a full moon, whether it's a Mercury retrograde, whether it's a Venus retrograde, whatever it is, I always work on a 5-day rule. Now we understand that the full moon in Libra is happening on the 13th of April, which is 2 days from now. So we are already going through the impact of the full moon in Libra. We're going through its rising phase. So if you are feeling a bit tired, if you are feeling sick, remember Libra is a cardinal sign. Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer, these are cardinal signs. This is the cross. So whenever there is activity happening in the cardinal signs, this is the Kendra houses, the 1, 4, 7, 10. When there is activity happening in the cardinal signs, you are bound to experience something. Now I'm here to discuss what that something is. But because I've had a huge amount of questions with regards to career, finances, and health over the last 2 weeks, what I'm going to do for your interest is do a general report for all sun, moon, and ascendant signs for the upcoming 2.5 to 3 weeks. So I'm going to include the whole full moon in Libra, the general predictions for the full moon in Libra. I'm also going to include the Mercury going direct and how this impacts you. Venus going direct. Venus is currently direct. Venus is currently direct in the next few days. I'm going to do a general report for the energies of Venus, Mercury, Mars, Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, the moon itself, and the sun's placement. So basically, depending on your sun, moon, and ascendant sign, you're going to have a general forecast for the upcoming few weeks. So if you have missed out on my general predictions for April for all sun, moon, and ascendant signs, you can have a recap now because I'm doing that with you. So we already understand that the sun is in Aries, in the house of Aries, and the sign that's governed by, or the sign that governs Aries is Mars. So get a look at where Mars is, how is Mars performing to understand how the sun will behave in the sign of Aries. And we got to look at the ruler of Leo is the sun. So we got to look at what planets are currently in Leo. Now we already know that we've been going through the Mars retrograde and Mars direct in Leo. So the Leo and Cancer energy is there. So it's been very difficult for pretty much, maybe not everybody, but a lot of you. In fact, if you are on my, if you are my client, I think at least 70 to 80% of you have already discussed issues regarding your career. So please, you know what, please go on to my general forecast for 2025. It's on my YouTube channel, and you can have a better understanding of what's happening globally, holistically, not just South Africa, so that you can understand how to maneuver yourself, how to overcome what's happening. This is not the time for making big decisions in your career. So if you are unsure of something, please don't go ahead. If you are not certain about anything, please double check your choices and take the relevant advice that you can get, or take the advice from people who you think that can add value in your life. Whoever it is, If you're finding it difficult, you can always book a D2 D10 option, and you'll find the D2 D10 option on my PDF. You can do a 5-year or a 10-year request. All right. Thank you, Nirmalan. So let's go straight for it. So we're going to start off with Aries, and we already know that on the 29th of March, we went through a new moon solar eclipse. So that new moon was in Aries, and we are still going through that energy now. And if you look at where Libra is the polar opposite of Aries. So we've got so much of activity in Aries, Libra, the fire and air, that right now we are impacted by two planetary transits. We are still going through the new moon solar eclipse that occurred on the 29th of March in the sign of Aries, and now we've got a full moon happening in the sign of Libra. So it's the polar opposites that are impacted. This is a string of eclipses. It always go in pairs. So it's always the Aquarius Leo. It's always the Cancer Capricorn. It's always the Gemini Sagittarius. You'll never find it happening in any other way. It's always the sign and opposite to that. It's called the polar opposites, the yin and yang, right? If you go onto my YouTube channel, you find I teach astrology there. You'll know how this works. But nevertheless, this live is all about the predictions and how you need to manage yourself over the next upcoming weeks for you to get the best possible, or the best experiences possible. Now I'm going to touch on all areas of your life. This is on all facets. We're looking at the first house, fourth house, seventh house, and 10th house. This is the health, the relationship, marriage, the home, family, roots, and definitely the career. Now, career is number one. There's lots of confusion going on in everybody's careers. A lot of people are being laid off. A lot of people are getting retrenched during this time here. There's so much of confusion. Yes, it's also happening because of the tariffs and the secondary tariffs that's going on. Tariffs are basically taxes. It always impact you and I more than anything else. So let's go with Aries. Now we all understand that Aries, your Saturn's placement here, Saturn in the 12th house. You guys are going through a karmic evolutionary period. So the biggest lessons in your life you've been going through from 2023 anyways. So how does this full moon impact you? Based on where the sun's placement is, based on where this full moon is happening on your 7th house of relationship, marriage, I can clearly tell you that most of you, if you have went through breakups during this time, or from November, December last year, if you've went through breakups, you're gonna feel that that energy come back. And if you haven't healed, it's gonna impact you now. Full moons are always about closures. They're always about culminations. They mark a closing. Something in your life is closing with the seventh sign. The seventh sign is always the sign of relationships. The seventh house is always the house of relationships, marriage, partnerships. Now you've got a full moon happening in your seventh house. There is something that you have already heard or you will hear in the next upcoming days that will give you some kind of closure with regards to your relationships, partnerships, or somebody else. All right? Guys, if you are new on this channel, please make sure you are following me. I am not doing any questions right now. I am doing the general report for all sun, moon, and ascendant signs. All right? So April would have been, opportunities that will come up for you in your career. It might be a very exciting time for you in your career. Now, if your birthday falls anywhere close towards 5 days before and 5 days after the 29th of March, Remember, there was a new moon solar eclipse during this time. Yeah, this will be the last eclipse of the Aries Libra season. Um, it started on the 19th of April, to be exact, 2023. So there is positive changes happening in your career. So whenever there's something that closes, there's something that is born. When something dies, there's something that's going to be born. And there's something that's cancer. So this would have allowed you to focus more on your home and family, giving you a chance to improve your family and the people close to you. However, Mars and Saturn, this is your Saturn in the 12th house. There's a lot of things that you are going through, which is forcing you to grow up. And your experiences can come through primarily from your relationships, because this is the area of your life that's being lit up. Are you happy in your relationship? Even if you're not in a relationship, are you happy? If you are not happy with yourself, then you've got a problem. It's not the other person. So this is the Saturn's energy that's coming through, and Saturn will stay in the sign till in the same area of your life till June this year. Now, that area of your life, when it comes to relationships, you would have learned the most in your life in the last 1.5, 2 years compared to your whole life. Now we've got Mercury direct. Mercury went direct. Mercury has was retrograde from the 14th, 15th of March, and went direct on the 7th of April. But we do know the 5-day rule, so you will only feel that is your communication, how and the things that people are telling you. It only make more sense from Monday going forward. Venus is ruling your income and has been retrograde as well. So Venus will turn direct on the 12th of April. So from the 17th of April, you will start to feel a bit more joyful. You will start to feel a bit more happier. When Venus is retrograde, it's not a good time to force anything through with regards to relationships or doing any cosmetics or what have you. Wait until you get through the retrograde. So even though we've got Mercury direct, you will only feel its full effect from the 12th. And with Venus going direct on the 12th, you'll only feel Venus direct's full effect on the 17th, 18th of April. So you still have the retrograde energies along with Saturn's presence, along with the full moon in your seventh house. So this is not a good time in your relationship sector. Um, Maybe your partner, if you do have a partner, they could get very ill during this time. Something could happen all of a sudden, they could get very ill, or something could happen and they have to move away from you, or something would have happened in the relationship where you are not on talking terms. Things will get better from the 16th, 17th of May. It's a long time, but Venus goes direct on the um, 12th of April. But if you have a look at the time frame in which it takes Venus its full effect, positive effect to impact you, I would give it at least a month in your relationships in terms of health and the overall well-being and the foundation of your relationship. That will only get better from the 15th, the 16th, 17th of May. Now, because we are discussing the full moon in Libra, there is something that's going to reach a culmination, and this is purely in your relationship, marriage, business partner sector. Um, some of you might even decide to get proposed during this time. If you are in the dating phase and you want to take it even further, I suggest that you don't do that. It's never a good time to make any big changes during a full moon, because a full moon is not about starting anything new. A full moon is about finalizing things. It's not about starting new chapters. New chapters are on new moons. So when you start a new chapter during a full moon, I'll give it 7 to 9 days time. Things will start to change. Either you or your partner, or whatever it is that you're trying to push forward through, maybe launch a business idea that has been brewing in your head for some time. I would give it 7 to 9 days. You'd get stuck. You'll start procrastinating after that, and then you lose the plot. Plus, we've got two planets that are just getting ready to go direct. You never even get that energy as yet. So this is not a right time for you to really push forward towards anything. It's a right time for you to just be, you know. And because you've got so much of activity in that area of your life, which is you and the other person. It could be you and anybody who you're close with. This is not the right time for you to succumb to anybody's beliefs, anybody's thought patterns. It's a time for you to ask yourself what it is that you truly want. And you might not even know what you truly want. You might not even know, and it's perfectly okay. With Saturn's placement in the 12th house, there's no hurry. But what you must know is where I am currently, am I happy or am I not? Do not look at any other person and move their accountability to them. That is not fair. What you should do is ask yourself, what am I doing to bring about a positive experience in my life? What am I doing or what have I done to bring about a negative state of consciousness? What have I done to bring me to this point? What I need to do to help me to experience a more profound life. Now that's how you should use this energy. It's not about moving it to the other person. Oh, you are responsible for my happiness because you are my other person. That is so selfish and so much weight to put on the other person. Why would you expect your happiness to lie at the hands of another imperfect soul or imperfect being like you? Obviously, they're not going to give you what you want. If that person is imperfect and you imperfect, how do you expect happiness from an imperfection? Therefore, you need to try and make yourself as perfect as you can be. That's intellect. It's time for you to move out of illusion. It's time for you to pull out the rug under your own feet and take accountability. Where do I see myself? And if you cannot see, it's okay. But make sure from now till the end of April, you know what you want in your life. Because let me tell you something. When Saturn goes direct in June this year, impacting the first house, if you haven't understood what you want, a lot of you can end up in court, maybe could go through a divorce, you could be contemplating it, or you could be coming out of a business partnership that you've agreed to stay on. Therefore, you must know what you want. You must take accountability for your thoughts, words, and actions. That's intellect. If you're a person that you said a few things in the past and you haven't been apologetic, sincere enough, if you haven't learned from that, you don't expect that things to just happen for you. If from your partner, they will always have that inkling feeling, you know what, maybe you haven't learned from that. You've never showed how sorry you really are. Now how can I just give it to you again? This is the kind of energy that is happening. This is always about you. What do you want? And I think from now till the end of April, this is what you need to ask yourself and make the necessary changes in your life to get there. Money will be on your mind from the 27th of April. There's a new moon in Taurus. Venus will be direct in full force at this time here. You That new moon in Taurus will directly oppose the ruler Mars in Leo. Both will be at a very hard angle towards the sun. There will be someone will demand some money from you, maybe a check or some kind of money from you. That's how I'm reading this energy. So as much as money is coming through, there's also somebody asking you to spend some money or asking you for their money. You'll feel very much magnetic and attractive towards the end of the month. Why? Because of the Venus placement. You need to stay very clear headed in terms of love and move very slowly. Neptune can make you feel like you're living in a dream, but I'm not going to talk so much about Neptune's energy. It might confuse you. But overall, this is a month where um, there's also a lot of expenses coming through in your life. You may have known it was coming, but due to other expenses that have just recently cropped up, you're scratching your head a bit. So, this is how I'm reading this energy. Some of you might get invited or some invitation towards a party or some kind of glorious event that might also ask you to cough up a bit of money. Um, And for some of you, I see that you are trying to work with a prospect. You're trying to include somebody or collaborate with somebody in on the professional front. Either a good time to do that anytime after the 17th or 18th of April. It's a very good time for you to allow yourself to engage with some kind of collaborator if that's something that has been on your mind. Not right now. So there's lots of changes happening with the sign of Aries in the month of April. Overall, it's purely relationships and you. It's your finances which is getting better, but the expenses are also very high. And overall, your confidence levels will reach a higher frequency, or you'll be in a higher frequency towards the 30th of April. So you can write that down. And this is all because of the Venus transit. And Venus is the ruler of Taurus. I like to include Libra as well. And that's your seventh sign. So you might only feel happy with yourself and happy in your relationships towards the end of the month. So just hang in there. All right. So good luck and God bless you, Aries. But if you are having some kind of difficulty in terms of your career, it's good for you to talk to me privately. You can book a D2, D10. Guys, there's so many people that have requested a D2, D10. Now, you must understand a D2, D10 is purely career and finances, and it's a 5-year or 10-year report. You have to give me at least 2 days notice to do that report. It takes me at least a good few hours to work on that report and present it to you. It's a 5-year and a 10-year report. Please don't tell me last minute to do it the next day or whatever. It doesn't work that way. Thank you in advance. So please give me enough time to work on that, a D2, D10, right? So if you have a bit of concerns, you can always request that for me, but please understand that this is not your normal monthly report. This is not your normal yearly report. This is a 5-year or 10-year option. So you have an option between the 5 or 10 years. So please give me at least 48 hours minimum notice, right? So let's move on to the sign governed by Jupiter, Venus, Taurus. Now we've got Uranus in your sign over the last 6 years or so, and this is the last couple of months that Uranus will be in Taurus. So most of you've been going through a very difficult phase in your life. Uranus is all about sudden change. Changes that happen all of a sudden, news that you just pick up all of a sudden. It's not something that you could foresee. Uranus is a very unpredictable sign, unpredictable planet, in fact. So this full moon in Libra is happening in your sixth house of health. So a lot of you are going through health issues. Your mind, your brain, your head is paining, headaches, migraine, frustration. You want to sleep, but your head is you can't sleep because the mind is on overdrive. This is health, purely health. Sixth house and 12th house. So you're thinking of things that happened a couple of days ago or in the past. 12th house is always about the past or something that is in the subconscious. It's buried in your head. So this is more so at night. So a lot of you will feel more miserable towards the night because the subconscious is ruled by the moon. Now you've got a full moon, it's reaching a peak. It's already there now. So how do you work with this energy? What do you need to do? So most of you are going through health concerns, definitely career concerns. Some of you probably would got laid off already. Some of your contracts would have never got renewed. Some of you are waiting for an opportunity. You went for interviews, but nothing's coming up. Some of you would have just heard that your company is not doing very well, and there could be changes, LIFO, last in, first out. So whatever it is, I'm going to discuss on how you need to work with this energy in the upcoming few weeks. Now, as you entered April, you were in a bit of a mood for fun, happiness, because Venus, Mercury, Saturn, Neptune, all were sitting very close in Pisces. But there was a new moon solar eclipse that happened on the 29th of March, and this is happening. I told you the 6th house and 12th house is active. It's like you holding some kind of a secret, or you never tell anybody something as yet, or something like it, something that has been within you, but you never talk about it as yet. So, but it's been news that you were very happy with. It could have been news that you're very happy with. Now, this new moon eclipse, This is all about also travel. Some of you are thinking about traveling, some of you are wanting to travel, some of you are already traveling at this moment. Or another way these planets could have worked is, um, yeah, you're feeling a bit emotional, you need support, you're looking for support during this time because your ruling planet has been retrograde. So when your ruling planet is retrograde, you find it very difficult uh, to support yourself, and this is all regards to your emotions. So you're looking for that support emotionally. Now, I can tell you right now, from the 19th of April, things start to move in a more positive front for you from an emotional perspective. But from a health perspective, look, guys, if you are feeling something, please go see a doctor. If you are feeling a bit under the weather, maybe you need to look at what it is that you have ignored in your life. Have you ignored things that brought you happiness? That's what you need to look at. We get so caught up in our mundane affairs. Work, come home, eat, sleep, go back to work, come home, eat, sleep, watch TV. What a boring life that is. As a life part number 7, as an Aquarius, I questioned this from childhood, and I still question it right now. How can you not see the monotonous in this? Yeah, go to work, come home, eat, sleep, watch TV, and repeat. I found that very, very monotonous for me. For me personally, I never liked that. Go to work, get stuck in traffic, go to work with the grumpy face, listen to everybody there, put on a facade. Oh, hello, Jenny. Oh, hi, Abby. Hope you had a good weekend. I really don't care. Give a yes, if you had a good weekend or not. It's just a facade. For me, I didn't like that, and I wanted to change that. Now, remember, listen to what I'm saying. I wanted to change that because I saw it's monotonous and boring. So, what are you doing if you find that's monotonous and boring? Are you just complaining about it and just sitting and skating around? You must do something about it. You must do something about it. You are the God. You mustn't wait for some man up in the skies to come and help you. You must take the initiative and sacrifice your time and push and do something in your life, because that's what I did. I never wait for somebody to come and save me. I used exactly that which I have within me to save myself from that monotonous way of living. So this is a perfect time for you, Sun, Moon, and Ascendantarians. Your career. What are you doing in your career? What are you doing to help yourself come out of the monotonous? That's what this is about. Because if you don't create something in your life that's going to be of substantial value, this is going to affect your mental health, which is going to have a detrimental impact in your physical health, definitely your spiritual health as well. Now, this full moon on April 12th, it's not an eclipse. This is lighting up your sixth house of also work projects. So, whatever good work that you have been doing, guys, you can write this down. There is some light at the end of the tunnel. Whatever good work that you've been doing, this will put you in line for some kind of, um, it could be a tap on your back, it could be an increase, it could be a movement in some position upwards, but there is some good news coming through. Your professional reputation is due for a boost. So, this is how I'm reading it. Some of you will find yourself making a lot of short trips after the 12th of April. If you are in business, you'll be making a lot of short trips to see a client. If you are not seeing a client, a lot of you will be making a lot of short trips to unload. But this is not a time for you to also push anything through. If you are in business, this is not a time for you to uh, be aggressive in your sales tactics. Aggression or an aggressor is not something that you should do now. You should just do a lot of follow-ups. You should be an aggressor after the 29th of April. That's the most perfect time for you to be an aggressor. Right now, everybody is impacted by this full moon in Libra. If you are aggressive on whatever, it's going to work against you. Nobody is, pretty much everybody, nobody is going to be in a perfect position to give you a yes answer right now. If you do get that, good for you, but the probability of you getting, I'm not sure, I'll have to look into it, is very high right now. So I wouldn't suggest you adopt the aggressor tactic in business right now if you're in sales. But if you're an employee, it's not a right time for you to make any requests from your superiors. You will get turned down. It's not the right time for you to put yourself forward in your career for you to be noticed. Just wait, that will happen on its own. You will see the light at the end of the tunnel, but not with you putting any effort, because the moment you put effort, it's going to work against you. It's like this year. Sometimes you might just see dishes in the on the zinc, you would wash it, but the moment somebody tells you to go wash it, you find it very irritating. That's exactly what it is. They'll find you very irritating now if you make requests. But after the 29th of April, you can make requests. They won't find you so much irritating. This is just how energy is working. Don't crack your heads too much on how the planets are impacting this and that. That's for me to know. But overall, how I'm comprehending it for you or making it comprehensible for you, work on those dates and you'll be quite fine. But your health, now there's the health, you need to pay attention to your health. The Taurians, that's something that you should not take focus on. Take out focus or take your focus off. It's your health. 12th house, 6th house activity is generally your health. So let's move on to good luck and God bless you. Let's move on to the sign governed by Mercury. Now, your ruling planet has been retrograde from March 1st. So we are still undergoing the retrograde. Even though Mars is direct at the moment, I work on a 5-day rule. You already know this. So you would have felt that whatever you say, you talk it A, somebody will think B. They'll understand you saying something B. So if you listen to my first general report in the beginning of April, you would have heard me say that if you are saying something and somebody interprets you differently, don't even force yourself to be understood. It will make things even more difficult. But over the 5 days from now, 3 to 5 days from now, whatever it is that you wished to be understood or you wished to be understood in the past, you will be understood going forward. So this is a positive movement for you in the next 5 days from now. I'll give it 5 days from now, right? So there is progress in your career, very, very slow. Um, Now, you see, from the 24th of May going into June, Saturn will move out of Pisces, going into Aries, which is your 11th house. So you've had this opportunity where Saturn would have given you a lot of lessons in your career. From 2023, you've been going through challenges in your career. Some of you would have worked in 2 or 3 different places in 1 year. You'd have jumped from this ship to that ship. Nothing would have worked out. So, Sun and Moon and Ascendant Gemini's, that difficulty that you've been going through in your career is finally coming to an end. Finally, even though Saturn moves on the 24th of May, I work on a 5-day rule. So, you can say from June 1st going forward, your career, things will move positively for you. All right. Now, some of you might have started something new or you are going to, and you need to learn all the ropes before you move forward. Now, remember I said your ruling planet has been going backwards, retrograde from March 1st. So from April 19th going forward, you will start to see that whatever it is that you've had on the back burner and now you want to take forward and to bring it out into light, it happens, things just move very smoothly for you. This is regarding your career. This is also regarding your relationship sector, this area of your life regarding your relationships, which is the seventh house. Now, as we have already established, your core or your ruler Mercury turning direct on the 7th of April, but we've never felt that full energy as yet. This is not a good time for you still to make any big decisions regarding uh, purchasing, signing any documents. It's not a good time for you to plan any trips at this time. It's not a good time for you to commit. It's not a good time for you to make any promises right now. Because once the planets move forward, you might find out that what you committed to, you're no longer happy with. You know? So Venus is your ruler on your love life. This is also your 12th house, 6th house affairs. Venus will be in Aries from April 30th to June 5th. So this is a time for you for your love life to peak. So the Geminis, you've went through quite a rough time in your, if you're married, you've went through a bit of a shuffle in your life. Some of you would have already got divorced. Some of you would have already going through that. Some of you would have never thought about it, and you're going to start to think about it, but it will get better. You will feel more alive and more awakened in that area of your life from 30th of April until 5th of June. Very, very good time for you in that area of your life, which is your love life. Now, we all know the new moon solar eclipse happening in Aries on the 29th of March. Obviously, social life, friendships, all of this has been impacted. Some of you would have joined a club, professional or social club. Some of you have made new friends. Some of you would have went through some kind of convention or conference, some kind of big meeting. Um, well, that wouldn't have ended up quite well for you. It would have left you in some kind of confusion. But I can tell you now, from the 29th of April going forward, you will have more clarity as to where you stand. This is in your career. This is in your, well, 12th house is anything that you haven't healed from now in it. So you would know what it is, what are the things that you haven't healed from. You would start to get more clarity from the 29th of April going forward. Um, Alternatively, well, maybe you could come across some kind of well, the sun and new moon in Taurus is squaring the Pluto in Aquarius and Mars in Leo. Now, if I look at the mathematics involved here, um, how do I put it? Some of you are contemplating the decisions you've made last year from April till March this year. So you're thinking maybe did you make a good decision or not? Some of you are thinking about the decision, you want to revert it. Well, this is also in your relationship sector. But I can tell you what, just wait for May. Just wait for the 30th of April, May to come. Before you commit, before you make any promises as well. So the same thing that I've explained for Taurians is the same thing I'm explaining to the Geminis. Just be very patient. Wait for the next 3 weeks to come, and use these 3 weeks to better understand what it is that you truly want. Look at the sequence of events that you went through in your love life, and ask yourself, what are the lessons that we I was supposed to have learned from. What are the lessons that the person I'm involved with, what are the lessons they're supposed to have learned from? Did the person learn from it? Did I learn from it? And if so, you can make a decision as to where you want to go. Because remember, there's a new moon in Gemini on the 26th of May. That's when things open up for you the best, right? So you can write that down. It's also Gemini season at that time, and Sun's placement is in Gemini, and there's a new moon. So you've got the Shiv Shakti, the feminine and masculine, on the 26th of May. So that's your golden opportunity. Whatever it is that you want in your life, you can wait for that moment for 5 days before the 26th of May and 5 days after. That's the perfect moment for you to drive forward whatever it is that you want. All right. With regards to your health, Geminis, we all understand that this area of your body is affected. Geminis. Taurians is here, right? Taurians. So Aries is here, Taurians is here, Gemini is here, right? If you look at the body, you've got the 12 zodiacs. If you look at the clock, you'll see 12 is here, the Pisces, then Aries, and the Taurus. You can at the time the certain parts of the day is governed by each zodiac sign as well. Therefore, you are at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 to 10, you the driving force energy. 8 to 10. If you look at what planet, the eighth house, ninth house, and tenth house is all about career. So it's your eighth house of force, drive, Scorpio house. Ninth house of is governed by Mars, the determination, getting things done, that action sign, moving forward. In which area of your life? At 10 o'clock, most meetings happen at 10. At career. that area of life. 10th house is always aspecting the fourth house. So 10th house is always about your career. And if you look at opposite number 10, it's the 4. So at 4 o'clock, you want to come home, right? That's how you look at it. So Gemini is this area of your life here is impacted from a health perspective. So you can always talk to me privately if you want any guidance, and I'll tell you how to proceed. But Gemini's love life, career, these are the two things that are impacted. All the best for you in the month of April and half of May. Remember, guys, that the full moon, new moon, the energies last for at least 6 months, right? Let's move on to the sign governed by Cancer, and your ruling planet is going full on the 12th of April. What does this mean for you? Now, obviously, you will be impacted by this the most because your ruling planet is full. And we all know that if you look at your body, thank you very much, Karen Faith Hendricks. May your pockets always remain full. It's best to understand this. Your dog, your cat, your husband, your wife, the creatures, the plants, the animals, everything around you is made up of just 5 elements. Now, if you look at your body, the water content in your body is 72%, right? 72%. So obviously the water element in you is the highest. Now we all know which planet governs the water. It's the moon. The moon governs the water. So water is your emotion. So if 72% of your body is made up of water, what do you think that we mostly suffer from? We suffer from our emotions. Either high or off or whatever, we are always suffering our emotions. So, Cancerians, you are governed by the moon, therefore, you are a very emotional person. Now, your ruling planet is going full in a air sign, and look, generally the moon doesn't do too well in an air sign, right? So, this could be a very difficult moment for you emotionally, but nevertheless, we have positive news for you from other planets, and I'm going to discuss this here. So, over the last 1.5, 2 years, most of you were obviously involved once again. Career and relationships. It's always the career and relationships that are of concern. Yeah. And ninth house, third house, some of you are thinking of going back to study. We've had Mars retrograding in Leo and then in Cancer, moving into Cancer. Mars going direct in Cancer. How does this impact you? When it comes to your career, your stars are twinkling very bright. Now, what this means is your career, very, very positive news for you. There was a new moon solar eclipse that happened on the 29th of March, putting a spotlight on your leadership abilities. Right. So, this was a very good period for you in your career. 10th house activity, professional advancement. This is a nice, that was a nice time, even right now, over the next 5 months. Some of you might get promoted, some of you might be moved to another location within the same company, but another location to take on something bigger. Very nice for you. Some of you are even, your boss probably would have told you you probably want a holiday or you're going on a trip or some kind of thing can happen that way. um, the sun is a natural ruler of your son, your second house. Your second house is Leo, and the sun is the ruler of your second house. Now, where is the sun sitting? The sun sitting is in Aries energy. Now, the sun in a fire sign governed by Mars. This is a good placement for you because you are governed by the moon. So this is a good placement for you because you will feel the most strongest from the 16th of April going forward. And this is in every part of your life. Now, a lot of you are putting plans together in terms of your career. Um, See, there's a lot of ninth house activity also happening in your life. So, for me, this is telling me that you guys are traveling to another country. Some of you are traveling to another country, or you're going to come into contact with people that are foreign from you or foreign to you. Um, That's how I'm reading it. And do remember, you guys are getting ready to go through your emerald year. Your emerald year is a happening once every 12 years, where the placement of Jupiter sits in your first house, expanding your Kendra houses. So a lot of you are actually growing. Uh, Compared to the last 11 years, you're going to have the best year in your Kendra houses. So this is a very good time for you. But we're going to focus purely on this full moon in Libra. There's going to be some kind of tension in the home front, lighting up your fourth house. So this is fourth house of home property. So kind of some tension happening in the house front. Um, in the property front, maybe you're trying to buy a home and things are not going well, or maybe some kind of issues that are happening with your family at home that's going to call upon you, uh, your attention. So you're going to have to keep your schedule open for the month of April going on to the 17th, 18th of April, right? No matter how busy, the 12th till the 16th, 17th open. Keep your schedule open. Now life will improve for you even more so on the 27th of April. This will light up your 11th house of friendship, social activity. This is a very good time for you to get out, put yourself out there, and you will be recognized. This is in your career front. So I see a lot of you are heading, you're going to be on the spotlight in your career. Look, this is a good time for your overall sun, moon, and ascendant Cancerians, and I would include the Capricorns as well, because the polar opposites are the Capricorns. So if you are thinking about traveling, please note that Mercury's direct energy will be felt only from the 12th of April, so you can move forward and make decisions regarding your travel on then. Or if there has been any delays, things will start to move forward from the 12th of April regarding your travel, or if you're waiting on any documentation or what have you. Good luck and God bless you. Let's move on to the sign governed by the sun itself, Leos. So we understand there's a full moon in Libra. So we look at Libra, Leo, Virgo, Libra, third house, aspect in the ninth house. How many of you are thinking of going back to school? This is also travel. This is also travel. Some of you are traveling but are planning to, you've probably never told somebody, some of you may be planning to surprise your partner. You've never told your partner. Um, or maybe if you have a Cancerian in your life, maybe they are traveling. So the Cancer Leo is all about travel. It's all about, for the Leos, it's more on pleasure. For the Cancerians, it's more on business. This is distant travel, international travel. All right, so that's what I'm picking up. This is also regarding legal matters. Um, some of you might be given a big contract to work with in the career sector, and you're taking it public. This is a very big thing in your career. So something is happening in your career front that's going to reach a broader audience, which is very good for you. Very, very good. So I'm seeing on the career front, this big news taking you in a whole new different direction. Last month, March, the Mercury retrograde impacted you, delays, frustration. Um, you've also been frustrated with your career, slow progress. But from April 12th going forward, everything opens up for you in the career in a positive way. Um, Jupiter and Mercury working together for you. Also, I'm seeing financially this is a good time for you. Um, April 27th is a whole new moon happening in Taurus, which is an earth sign. Once again, this is regarding your career, professional developments. Um, but see, also, with that new moon in Taurus, see if I look at where Mars is placed and look at where Pluto is placed. See, Pluto is in your seventh house, Aquarius, which is in your relationship, marriage. So you might have a bit of an issue regarding your partner during this time, or business partner. Um, there's a battle for power towards the 27th of April in your relationship or business partnerships, right? It's a battle for power. There's some kind of there's something that can happen, something that might crop up. Maybe if you're in business, a competitor might come and show him or herself and be a bit of a threat to you. That's how I'm reading it. But with the whole full moon's energy on the 12th in Libra, I'm seeing you coming out of it. Guys, if you're Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Leo, and if you go through a career shuffle because of a competitor or something that crops up that gives you a bit of a stir, please talk to me on 076331088. Look, this is how I'm interpreting this thing here. Does it work out favorable for you? I'm not picking up favorable, but this will not work out for everybody. It all depends on your actual kundali or your birth chart. But you see, generally, I'm also picking this up. You will get support from the other planets, but I'm picking up that there is some kind of unfair treatment happening in your career towards the 7th of April. Or if you're in business, maybe one of your business partners might go in opposite direction. Guys, if your Sun, Moon, Ascendant Leos, please talk to me privately on 076331088. And we can have a bit of a discussion on that. I don't like to be negative. I like to be positive. But so I'm not going to go too deep into that. Financially, for Leos, this is a very good month compared to March. Things will start to move positively for you from the 12th of April going forward. Let's move on to the sign governed by Mercury itself. Sun, Moon, is in Virgos. Now, your ruling planet has been backwards, so your health. Some of you would have went through health issues over the last couple of days. Some of you would have hurt your leg. Some of you would have fell down. Some of you would have got very sick. This is purely health, right? Mind and the body. This is when your ruling planet go retrograde, you will find it very difficult. You have to work twice as hard to do something. Why? Because the planet that governs you is backwards. Now that energy is going forward. The Mercury energy is going forward. So as you entered April, you would have always been thinking of something financially, right? Some of you would have went through an unexpected expense. Some of you would have paid a large sum amount of money. But some of you are waiting for some kind of a bonus, commission, or some kind of payment. And I'm seeing that you're going to get that 5 to 10 days after the 12th of April. I'm going to repeat, you'll get that 5 to 10 days after the 12th of April. Now, Mars is in a lead during this eclipse time. So that happened on the 29th of March. Now, Venus, Saturn, Mercury, all in your 7th house of partnerships, marriage. It seems that there's so much of activity happening with you and another person, a collaborator or a business partner or a marriage, in marriage, your partner. Some of you there's lots of discussions happening between you and a specific somebody. So from the 12th of April, work life will start to improve. Venus was also retrograding. Now Venus rules your 2nd house of salary, your earned income. There'll be a bit of a relief after the 12th. Money owed to you will start to arrive. I already told you 5 to 10 days after the 12th of April. The full moon in Libra, which is happening on the 12th of April, this will put an end to your strong focus on money. So I'm seeing something positive. You will have some kind of person that owes you money will start to pay you or make promises to pay PTPs. They will pay you. Now, because of Mars movement into Leo, some of you are feeling a bit under the weather and you want to really rest, like hibernate. And this is a very good time for you to do that. With the full moon happening in the sign of Libra, we got to understand that 2nd house, 8th house transformation. It seems that some of you might get an international project to work on, or you might hear from somebody who's a foreign or somebody that is foreign to you, that's not near to you. They might give you something to work on, or you might get a client that is living abroad. But there's something happening with somebody far away from you, and this is going to impact you positively in your career. Some of you is taking or plan to make a trip far away. Seeing it from close towards the 27th of April. I'm picking up you'll have to cancel this year. This is a Taurian energy year. Uh, I think it's best for you to start in June. If some of you are thinking of going back to school as well, you want to further your studies, I think you should do this from June going forward, and not in April or May when it comes to studies. Now, as much as you are getting finances coming through from people that owe you, I am also seeing that you're also spending quite a lot. You are also owing somebody money, or I'm also seeing your expenses rise. This is basically because of the mass placement. Um, it all depends on your desires. So I'm also picking up that as much as the finances are improving, the expenses are also increasing. Now, this might not be for everybody. It all depends on your desires in life. So the best thing for you to do holistically with the vibration of number 9 numerologically, it's to buy what you need and not what you want. Right? That's the best advice I can give you. Anyway, let's move on to the sign governed by Jupiter itself. Now, guess what? There's a full moon happening in your sign, aspecting your first house, fourth house, seventh house, and 10th house. Obviously, you might feel a bit under the weather right now. Health, mindset. Uh, some of you have already went. Some of you have went. Um, you are undergoing some kind of therapy. You're probably seeing a shrink, or no, it can work like that. Now remember, there was a new moon solar eclipse that happened on the 29th of March on your opposite sign. Now there was 3 planets working in your career sector and your 6th house. So you've been very busy from that time. And at the end of this eclipse, which is 6 months from now, this is impacting you in your career. Now, how I'm interpreting the energy of the full moon in Libra, which is your first house. Um, so if you are in sales, right, you might make a very big or get a very big breakthrough. Whatever it is that has been sitting in your pipeline, I'm seeing when it comes to sales, you will be quite happy because I'm seeing one of that big deals coming of culmination in a positive way. But this is also with you, yeah, foreign, far away. It seems that you will get some kind of good news with somebody far away from you. Um, See, if I look at the sun's placement, if I look at the moon's placement, if I look at Mars, Saturn, Pluto, look, this is a month for you to go inwards. Look, full Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Librans. This is a time for you to go inwards. You will not have control of events that are going to happen from the 12th of April going forward. It's time for you to let be. All right. From a financial perspective, this is a good time for you. Financially, you'll be in a better place. If you are an employee at a company, you will notice that the people in your team, they will applaud you, they will give you a tap in the back, or they will notice all your work that you've put in. It's your time to shine at work if you're working for somebody. But at the same time, even though that's what you have been expecting, even when you do get that, you will still feel a bit under the weather. Now, look, Full moons mark a culmination in the Kendra houses. So it seems that from now over the next 5 to 10 days, you will hear of some kind of news that will give you direction in your home, family life, your career, your relationships, and definitely with your health, where you will have a clear indication of how to proceed. Whatever it is that you've been waiting on, you will get that news. Is it going to be favorable or not for you? That I cannot tell, because this is a general report. It all depends on your own karma, and then I got to look at your kundali, which is your birth chart. But overall, full moons mark culmination, and this is also impacting your seventh house of relationship. So what I'm picking up is that it seems that you and your partner are going through the same kind of energy. If you are down, your partner is down. If your partner is happy, you are happy. This is how it's working. If you are in a business partnership, this is the same thing. If your partner is happy, you happy. If your partner is demotivated, you are also feeling like that. Even if you wasn't feeling like that, you hear they're feeling like that, you start feeling like that. This is how I'm interpreting this energy. This is not a month for you to make any bold decisions. Sun, moon, and ascendant Librans, this is not a month for you to make bold decisions. It's not a month for you to make any promises. It's not the month for you to sign any documentation. This is not the month for you to do any kind of cosmetics. If you do any kind of cosmetics regarding your body, you will definitely have, well, you can go through remorse. Remorse means that which you have done, you regret it. So this is not the month for you to move briskly and boldly. This is the month for you to be more of an observer. Observe the events that are going to happen and look at it and be more of a bystander. Don't get entangled with it. Right? So you must be patient in the month of April, because April is a month where you are impacted by the full moon and the retrogrades, and the sun is currently sitting in Aries, and Aries is your seventh house of other people. This is not the month for you to get involved in any kind of arguments with anybody. You will be very irritable during this time. You find it very difficult to be at peace. You'll be very irritable. It's not a time to get into any arguments with anybody. Definitely not. So, overall, this full moon is asking you to go inward and understand that if inside within you, if there is no peace within you, then externally you are not giving off peace. If within you there is chaos, you are definitely not giving peace externally. Maybe in word, but in energy, no. It is chaos. What you are inside is what you will give externally. So do know, if your relationships are going through a bit of an upheaval or a bit of a challenge, ask yourself, what am I within me? Ask yourself, what is expected externally? What is expected externally? Am I that internally? You must talk to yourself during this month. All right? Good luck and God bless you. Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Librans. Let's move on to the sign governed by Pluto, Scorpios. Now we understand that the health concerns has been happening from end of Feb going into the 1st of June. Now we've got a full moon happening in the 12th house aspect in your 6th house. So this is all about your health. 12th house, 6th house activity. This is your health. Things that have happened in the past are up in your head. They are affecting you. Things that are buried in your subconscious mind. This is the same like Taurians. Things that have things that are buried in your subconscious mind. You've never gotten your answers as yet, and it's still there, bringing you some kind of disharmony mentally, which is impacting you physically. Now I'm going to say this here. You know, patience is something that nobody can teach you. Patience is something that you was not born with. Patience is something that you learn through pain and suffering. And if patience is something that you cannot master, then you have not mastered the art of life. You can have everything in the world, but if you don't have patience, you've got chaos within you. And impatience is the devil. The moment you are impatient, it means you are the devil. The devil is not sitting behind your curtains and under your bed like they told you in school and your mother and father told you when you're small. If you are impatient, it means you are the devil. And if you bring that impatience to me, I will tackle it with equal force, because those are qualities that I do not welcome. So you got to practice patience in your life. What are you doing in your life to create a better a more harmonious experience in your life? What are you doing? If you've went through a certain kind of deal in your business, the client has told you no. Ask yourself, why did the client tell me no? Is it an affordability thing, or it's because my product sucks? According to their experience, they cannot afford it, or they don't like my product. Ask yourself these questions. Don't just move on to the next client, number one. Number two, if you are going through health concern, what is it that is causing me health issues? Now, this is what I do. I talk to myself all the time. If I know I've been going through a health issue, I ask myself, what do I need to change so that my health don't be an issue? The prayer is making the change. The God is making the change. If you drink brake fluid, you're gonna get sick. You think some God up there is not gonna make you sick. The God is not drinking brake fluid. So the God is your intellect, your intelligence. You need to make the necessary changes in your life to create the best experiences as possible. Now, Mars, you've got a full moon happening in your 12th house. This is a very difficult time. 12th house activity is all in the subconscious. What is troubling you in the mind? And I always tell, I've done a podcast on this here. You must understand that when you suppress your thoughts, it is magnified 108 times. When you talk out your positive things or what you want to do, you have reduced the power 108 times. So when you're going through trauma and you keep that within you, it is multiplying itself by 108 times. So what you need to remember is when you have trauma, you must talk about it, release it. And when you are going through happy occasions in your life, you mustn't go out and shout out to the world. You will reduce its effect. Now, I've done a, a write up on this, and I've done a podcast on this here. Now, we've got a new moon happening on the 27th of April in the sign of Taurus, which is a seventh sign of relationships and partnership. So, there is somebody coming through in your life that is a business partner or a client of yours that is behaving very uncooperative. So you need to write this down. Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Scorpios. From the 22nd of April till the 3rd of May, there is a client or your partner or your husband or wife or somebody in your professional level that is going to become terribly uncooperative. All right? Don't plan anything important during that time. Don't ask for any favors from anybody during this time. All right. Now the new moon, the full moon happening in Libra is asking you to really focus on your health, what it is that has been bringing you down, and how are you going to go about fixing yourself. And only you will know the answer. Now, if you tell me what you're going through, I can guide you. But do remember, if you are reaching out to me on WhatsApp, please know that I cannot talk to everybody. My time is very, very important. You got to book a session. So happening Mars in Leo opposing Pluto in Aquarius on the 26th of April. What this means for you is that your 10th house of career, your career is impacted here. I suggest that you wait for the 3rd of May to make any big decisions in your career. Once again, don't become the aggressor in business. When it comes to your career, on those from the 22nd of April to the 3rd of May, just let those days pass. Don't be an aggressor in your career or business or with regards to your married partner. You can get into a huge debate which could damage your reputation during that time. But you know what, this could also be somebody more so in business, just don't react, don't be one that reacts during this time. um, every sign will be feeling a bit fragile that time because of the feud with Mars and Pluto. um, See, Venus in Pisces, I'm seeing some good news happening in your career front from the 4th of May going forward. And whatever health issues that you are going through starts to improve from the 4th of May. Now, the 4th of May is a long time from now, sun, moon, and ascendant Scorpios. And the area of life that you could be having a problem with is this area here, the water area of your body. If you look at your bladder, it's water. So Scorpios is a water sign. So a lot of you might have bladder issues, but as above, so below. So it's this, and that seventh house is the Taurian. So you could be having area difficulties here or here. Seventh house and first house, as above, so below. So you could be having problems in your head and your reproductive organs. So if you need the assistance, then please go see a doctor, or please talk to me privately on 076 Well, there's different options that I have, and we can obviously talk about it then. For those of you, you must remember your 7-month and 9-month rule. Do know that I don't have the time to come back and remind you guys. I have a lot of clients to look after. So please understand. For those of you that have children, it seems that either one or two of your children, or depending on how many children you have, but it seems that your children also are going through a bit of a difficult time. And this is also with their health. Um, 4th house activity, 10th house is your 4th house, children. It seems that your children are also going through a bit of a difficulty with regards to their health. Now, what do you need to do? Obviously, see the doctor. If you need to heal, go see the doctor. If your car is broken, go see the mechanic. That's the God. The God is using the right specialist. It's your intelligence. Use the right specialist. Don't go and ask advice from a Datsun owner and ask Ferrari advice. Don't go to an art specialist and ask them for neuro problems. You gotta know who to approach, right? That's the best way to guide you. Don't be surprised if you learn that your children are going through some kind of difficulties with regards to their health as well. But I'm seeing from the 3rd and 4th, actually from the 3rd and 4th of May, there's some positive news coming forward. Now, I'm not going to dwell too much on Scorpio. This is all about patience as well. Patience is something that is highlighted here because of the Mars energy. Mars makes you very impatient, but if you can master patience, you will move very briskly going forward. Let's move on to Sun, Moon, and Ascendant signs of Sagittarius. Now, you are governed by Mars as well. So patience, you need to learn as well. You need to become very patient during this time, because patience is something that you lack. Well, this is not everybody. Now, with Mars retrograde for such a long time, you've been pushing for something to happen, but guess what? You've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Everything was going backwards. But now, ever since February 27th, there was a new moon in Pisces. You were trying to find solutions regarding your living space, your living conditions. Some of you are thinking about your home, family, roots, your family. Some of you are very far away from home. Some of you feel like burdened because you got to look after somebody in the household. Some of you, all your time is going in the house because you need to take over some kind of chores. Now, this whole full moon in Libra, remember, it's not an eclipse. It's lighting up your 11th house of hopes, wishes, something that you dearly want and you're wishing for. Your benefic planet is Jupiter, your ruler, will be very supportive during this time here for you. So it seems that some of you might go through a very huge argument from the 22nd of April going forward. A huge argument that can make you very frustrated. Some of you are working on the financial part of your life. You're trying to work on estimates. You're trying to put something together, some kind of clause, or you're sending some kind of invoice to somebody who owes you money. But overall, very good news for you from the, once again, very good news for you from the 4th of May going forward. Over the next, this full moon is marking a closure in your life in the Libran energy. Libra is your 11th house. There's something that you're wishing for, there's something that you're hoping for, finally comes to a culmination. So I work on the 5 day rule, 5 days before and 5 days after. Whatever you're hoping for, you will get it. So whatever you are wishing for, whatever you have planned out for yourself, for depending on your kundali. Now, this is, might not work for everybody. This is just a general report for all Sun, Moon, and Ascend Sagittarians. But I'm seeing that whatever you're wishing for, you will get your answer, and this might work out positively for you over the next couple of days. So 11th house aspecting the 5th house as well. So this is also lighting up your 5th house of children and your true love. So it seems that you will be in a much more better position in your love life compared to the last 1.5 month. Most of you have been going through back and forth movement within relationships, but I'm seeing that it starts to get better from the maybe from the 18th of from the 18th of April going forward. You're in a much more better position. Some of you are thinking of going for some kind of facelift or trying to make yourself look better on the physical front. Some of you are wanting to buy expensive skincare products. Look, some of you are even thinking about doing some kind of tattoos or plastic surgery or whatever it is that you're going to do to your body. Well, do it anytime after the 19th of April. You should go ahead, not now. Because whatever decisions you make now during a Venus retrograde, you might suffer the remorse of it. And we don't want that. From a financial perspective, you could see a more improved period in that area of your life from the 4th of May going forward. From your relationship sector, things start to get better in the next couple of days. In your career sector, things are going to reach a grueling, well, more of a bit of a difficulty towards the 22nd of April till the 2nd of May. And with regards to your overall health, this is a much more better period for you overall. Compared to the last 3 months, health, much more better period for you. All right, we've got planets that are going direct for you, and Jupiter sitting in Gemini energy, which is your 7th house. Some of you are probably feeling a bit old, or um, you know, feeling a bit old, and you need to make a move in your life. Well, good luck and God bless you. Once Jupiter enters your 8th house, which is from June, this is a very, very good period for you. Out of the old, into the new. So a lot of you are leaving the past life behind and you're taking on a whole new image for 1 year. So I'm seeing you in a total different front from June going forward. So this whole full moon year in Libra is something very beneficial for you. You know, you've waited for this. So this is a good time for you to embrace a new way of life going forward. Whatever it is that you have went through, it's time for you to close the chapters, make peace with it, and move forward. Now let's move on to the sign governed by Capricorn. The planet governed by governing Capricorn, which is Saturn. Saturn is getting ready to move out of Pisces into Aries. Capricorn, your soul, your polar opposites is the Cancerians. So the ruler of your polar opposite is the moon. Now the moon is sitting in your ninth, 10th, 8th, ninth, 10th house here. So it seems that you and somebody, uh, somebody is crying on your shoulder, or somebody is asking you for some kind of support emotionally. And this is something that you are going through, or could possibly you could go through this in the upcoming days. Somebody might ask you for a shoulder to cry on. They might open up to you, but you find it very difficult to give, for you to be emotional. It's very difficult. um, Fourth house, home, family route. Some of you on the 29th of March, some kind of delay with regards to property in your life. If you didn't feel that they happened, then this is something that could play out. Some kind of renovation that is happening at home that got delayed, or some kind of motion that you put forward with regards to a new home could have got delayed. But I'm seeing some kind of movement positively in this full moon in Libra. Some of you are even thinking of selling a home, or moving home, or moving overseas, or something along this line. Things will move positively for you from the 19th of April going forward. Um, but I don't know why I'm picking up children here. Also, children. Children. Seems that some of you are planning to have children, or you found out that maybe some of you wanting to adopt a child, or maybe you're spending a lot of time around children during this time. This is how I'm reading this full moon in Libra. Um, most of you have passed your difficult times financially, so you've came out of your career challenges and your financial troubles from 2023 March. You've been going through this from 2020 till 2023 March, April. You're out of that now. So I'm picking up, you know, also a family member, someone in your family is asking for advice or need some kind of support. Is this, what kind of support? It could be a health issue, it could be, well, this is more of a health issue. Hmm, I'm not reading it as a financial issue. This is more of a health issue, but this is also regarding property. So maybe somebody in your family needs financial help regarding a property that they cannot pay for, or maybe you are asking financial help from somebody in your family because you cannot pay for it. All right, so look, this could work out anywhere. Interest rates are have dropped. This is not a good time for you to sign any documents. Wait for the 19th of April. um, Obviously, with regards to your relationships, it seems that somebody in your relationship is irritating you. It could be a parent figure or a intimate partner, but somebody opposite you. This is definitely some kind of relationship that is causing you a bit of annoyance. Now, if you're going through this, guys, please talk to me privately on 076 Give me the date of birth, book the Navamsa option. I'll guide you on how to proceed with this year. Because it seems that some of you are in a business partner with this person, or you've made some kind of a promise with this person, and they're starting to get on your nerves. From the 22nd of April going forward till the 12th of May. Now, hmm, see, with Mercury's forward motion, um, you also, patience is something that you need to work on. Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Capricorns, please do not make any hasty decisions from now till the 22nd of April, and this is in relation to your relationships, right? It seems that whatever decision you make from now till the 22nd of April will be more out of emotion than logic. And once your emotions start to simmer, then you'll be suffering the consequences of your decision. So please don't make any big decisions regarding a relationship now. Wait for the 22nd of April, and then you can move forward, right? Now, Venus rules your fifth house. Now, that area of your love life is going to pick up from the 13th of April till the 21st of April. But it seems that you might not even notice it because you're so caught up in your own affairs, your own dramas, that you don't pick up that things are getting better in your relationship. And it seems that you could be the probability of this is very high. Guys, remember, I'm doing a general report. I'm trying to interpret this energy. It can mean that you are the one that can start the issue that you go through in a relationship, because it seems that the other person is behaving in a much more positive way, but it's you that are so entrapped and entangled with your own affairs emotionally that you do not notice it, and therefore you can cause a lot of drama. So, um, guys, if you do go through this, please understand that sometimes not saying anything is the best option. You know? Some of you might be given some kind of project to work on, um, and this will work out very positively for you. This is happening in your career. And overall, from a financial perspective, This is a good period for you anytime after the 4th of May till the 17th of June. This could be your best period financially. So this is a good time for you to take risks. Now is not the month for you. Now is not the time for you to take risks financially. Let this month pass. All right. So good luck and God bless you. Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Capricorns. Let's move on to Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Aquarians, governed by Saturn. Also, Saturn is getting ready to move out of Pisces into Aries, which is your third house anyways. So it seems that a lot of you are thinking about traveling, or some of you are wanting to travel. You've already booked your travel. Some of you have already traveled. This is going to be the highlight for the next whole year. So yeah, you've got a full moon happening in the sign of Libra, which is your ninth house anyway. So some of you are, something regarding travel has reached a culmination. Some of you are having the strong urge to travel, and you're finally putting yourself out there to make it a happening. So this is a travel bug for most Aquarians. Now Venus is your second house of earn income, so it seems that you are going through a period where nobody is paying your money. Whoever owe you money, they're not paying you. Venus is in your financial house, has been retrograding since the 1st of March. So money was something that was not very easy to come into your life. But from the 18th of April, whoever owe you money, they will start to pay you. Some of you are trying to sell property. Some of you are trying to buy property. Now is not the right time for you to do that. With the Mercury retrograde, never a good time for you to do that. Mercury is the ruler of your fifth house of true love. So some of you are probably hearing the effects of maybe a partner or a business partner complaining to you about some kind of problem that they're going through, and you are called upon to help. When Mercury goes retrograde, it's your fifth house and your, well, Virgo, if you look at Virgo, is your eighth house. Virgo is your eighth house. So it seems that this is definitely somebody that you are with on an intimate level, or a business partner that has been going through a rough time, and you are asked to be some kind of a shoulder to cry on as well because of the Venus retrograde. And this would have weighed you down also, but that starts to change from the 19th of April going forward. So you can expect that your energies might pick up on the 19th of April in a positive way. Alternatively, some of you are trying to finish some kind of project that you've been working on, and there's so much of delays. But I'm seeing once again from the 19th of April, things start to move for you positively on the career front. This is not a good time for you to make any bold decisions. Do not commit to anything during this time here. From now till the 19th of April, do not make promises to anybody. Do not sign any documentations. Double, triple check it before you do so. This is not a good time for you to make any cosmetic changes in your body. The full moon has some good aspects to it for you, giving you some kind of closure regarding your, well, this is regarding work projects and travel. All right, so good news regards to travel. If you've applied for a loan in the past, or you've applied for finances not regulated, it seems that that money will come through and you can travel. Now, ninth house is also about higher studies. Some of you are thinking about studying something new. And I'm seeing from the 4th of May, this is a very good time for you to call that institution or make contact with them and sign up for whatever it is that you want to further your studies on. You know? This is not a good time for you to, from now till the 19th of April, this is not a good time for you to ask anybody to pay you up. They will pay you up uh, without much effort. So it's not a good time for you to, force anybody to pay you whatever money they owe you. You could break relationships during this time. So be very wary of that, because Venus is ruling your second house of earning income, and Venus is going direct. So wait. Pluto, though, is sitting in your sign. Now, Pluto and Mars, not a very good placement here. See, Pluto is a very difficult energy to predict with Mars, because it seems that somebody could push your buttons. This is with regards to, well, Pluto is all about laws now, isn't it? Pluto is all about laws. It's foundations. It's all about um, things that have been set, which you have to follow. And as an Aquarian, you generally don't like to follow any rules and regulations. You like to build on your own rules and regulations, what you think is right. So this could be a bit of a problem towards the 29th of April for you. So you will find out that maybe certain people can be acting very unfairly to you. You need to stay alert and keep tabs on what your competitors are also doing. Um, Take your time, look at competitive activity if you are in business, or look at what's happening globally to make any decisions. Some of you are on the verge of buying something very expensive. Please hold on to those kind of things, guys. If your sun, moon is in an Aquarian, it's always good to look at where your other planets are in your kundali. So you can talk to me on 07633101118. On the career front, you can expect some good news coming through on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of May, going forward till the 19th of June. Now, when Saturn changes sign, Saturn will enter your third house, aspecting your ninth house. Once again, third house, ninth house activity. So it seems that you are going through a karmic evolutionary period in your life, and your biggest lessons will come through travel. It's through travel that you will learn your biggest life lessons over the next upcoming 2 to 2.5 years. So good luck and God bless you, Aquarians. Also, by the looks of it, where the sun is placed, it seems that most of you want to experience the most in life through travel or engagement with people out of your religious views or your own spiritual views that you have, or people very far away from you. All right. How do you work with this energy? Don't think, just do. Allow yourself to experience profoundly, because the Pluto in Aquarius, you are going through a spiritual makeover anyways. And the only way you can experience a makeover is by allowing yourself to experience. Otherwise, how you will experience what you need to experience? Allow yourself to go through whatever it is that you need to go through. Well, good luck and God bless you, Aquarians. Let's move on to the sign governed by Pisces. Now, there's been so much of activity happening in the sign of Pisces over the last 2 months. Now, you've got a full moon happening in the sign of Libra. We've got so many planets still in Pisces energy. We've got Saturn sitting in your first house, fourth house, seventh house, 10th house, activity aspecting these areas of your life. Some of you would have went through, or most of you went through the biggest life challenges over the last 3 to 5 years. Finally, you're going to get some relief from June this year. So you need to definitely look at everything that you have went through. What are the lessons that you have went through? Because you cannot repeat those things. Saturn will never enter your sign again for the next 29 years. So you will never go through these experiences again. But do remember, if you haven't learned your lessons, that lesson will stay with you for 29 years. So this is not the time to be taking risks. You definitely need to look at the history of your life, what it is that you went through in the last 5 years. As much as it may be painful, you cannot repeat those. The things that you were asked to evolve from, you cannot repeat those things. Definitely not you. So you have went through and are going through a growing up period in your life. Health, marriage, home, career. January would have been an absolutely difficult month for you in your career, but things would have settled down for you in February. Now here in the month of April, on the 12th till the 19th of April, uh, please make sure that you double check your bank accounts, look for identity theft. Um, Check your credit card statements, bank card statements. Some of you might be sending money to somebody very far away from you. Um, It seems that you are sending money to a family member far away from you. Guys, please, if you are doing this, please double check your transactions. Beware of, you know, beware of online theft. Now, if expenses were something that concerned you, do note that Venus was retrograde from March 1st onward. Therefore, nothing would have worked out. Venus rules your eighth house of other people's money also. The good news is that going forward from April 12th, going forward, your financial part of your life will improve. There's some kind of contract, or you will be invited to speak on behalf of somebody from the 22nd of April till the 4th of June, 4th of May, sorry. It means, I'm interpreting this as you could be called upon to give an overview of your thoughts regarding something in your career. Well, this is happening in your career and home life. So it seems that there is also somebody in your life or family that is going through a huge change in their life, and you are asked to speak on behalf of them. Or it's a client or your one of your superiors asking you to speak on behalf of the company that you work for, or behalf of your department as an HOD, head of department, to give off your experiences. This could be forecasting what you've went through, how you've improved, and what you see happening in the upcoming months, and your plan of action. Now, this is a good moment for you to showcase your skills in your career. This is also a good moment for you to, if you are if you are single, it's a very good time for you to put yourself out there. Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Pisceans. It's a good time for you to put yourself out there. Venus goes direct, Mercury is going direct. You've got Saturn relieving your sign in June this year. So now is your time to rise and shine in every facet of your life. And the only way to rise and shine is by implementing whatever it is that you have learned. And when you implement that, you are a much more stronger, much more concretized person. So you need to listen to your higher self and not your lower self. You need to listen to that which has taught you, apply those lessons, and not listen to your demotivated self. Not listen to yourself that is involved or has been involved in troubles, frustration. You need to just go out firmly, briskly, and know that whatever it is that you are going to experience going forward is all dependent on how you have handled your past. You see, you cannot expect good news in your life to happen if you have not karmically evolved from your past, because you will only attract what you are. That's how the universe works. So you need to sincerely look at yourself. And if you want good things to happen to you, you got to implement all the lessons that you have learned in the last 3.5 to 5 years. However, financially, this is a good time for you. Health, you have went through a very difficult time in the last 2.5 years. That starts to improve for you from June going forward. Now, obviously, yes, it will improve. But let's just say if you've been drinking Coke all the time and you've went for kidney stone problem, obviously you're going to have kidney stone problem if you still drink Coke, irrespective of where the planets are. Even though they're going in a better, the trajectory is much more positive for you. Obviously, if you drink Coke, you're still going to have a problem. Yes, it might take you a bit more of a longer period to have an issue, but you're still going to go through the problem. So either way, you still got to look at your past to make better decisions for a better future. All right. So this full moon, listen, sun, moon, and sun in Pisceans, whatever it is you want in your life, write it down, and also write down what are you doing to achieve it. What have you done to achieve it? Obviously, if you're sitting and rollerblading and snow skating, you're not going to get much in your life. You know, you can put your hands together and whatever, but If you're not doing anything to achieve that, nothing's gonna happen. That's the best way to put it for you, right? And obviously, you've got Pluto sitting in your 12th house of spiritual affairs. So you will have a lot of dreams about your ancestors during this time. You'll have a lot of dreams about family members that have passed on. You'll have a lot of dreams about people who you have never spoken to in years. A lot of Aquarians would have went through this in the last decade. Now it's your turn. You're going through a spiritual upheaval. Listen to your true self and accept that your logic is not the end all and be all. There is something bigger than your logic, and you are going through that time now. The Aquarians would have went through this. Now is your turn. Accept that your logic is not the end all and be all, and listen to your true self, which is your spiritual self, because that's the only way you will find peace. Right? So good luck and God bless you. Now that's it. Sun, Moon, Ascendant signs Aries to Pisces. Now, overall, from a career perspective, as I explained in the beginning of this live, that most people you will come to hear of that are going through some kind of career challenge. This is holistically with everybody. Now is not the time for you to take chances. This is with everybody. If you're unsure about something in your career, you rather talk to a professional, a professional astrologist, or speak to somebody who you know that is good in that sector to better guide you. Do not make decisions from emotion. For those of you that are in business and you are unsure about your career, please book a D2 D10 option on my PDF. You can always WhatsApp me on 076 331 That option is there on the PDF. Here's the number there. You can see it much more clear now. And this goes to everybody. Also, guys, do note that it gets very busy for me during this time here as well. Don't expect me to answer you, immediately. I've got a lot of people that I need to obviously give feedback to. I'm working with a lot of different clients. So do understand that my time is obviously very precious to me during this time. I'm not going to use it, and just waste my time, everywhere. I'm going to use it to answer people who have booked sessions with me. So if you have not booked sessions with me, don't expect me to communicate with you. All right. So I'm going to love and leave you. If you want a revision on this live, you can go on to my YouTube channel, Astro In with Abhi. You can subscribe to all my content there. Awareness by Abhi and Iowa Astro In with Abhi. Awareness in astrology and spirituality, where I teach you the relevant sciences to help improve your overall first house, fourth house, seventh house, and 10th house. Fundamentally, it's a Kendra houses, bringing you to a point of helping yourself, not just relying on things externally. So subscribe to the content there. It's free if you haven't subscribed as yet. Thank you, Nirmalan. Thank you, Manita, for preciously helping me out. Thank you to everybody that have gifted me. Thank you to everybody that has sent me positive comments, reviews. I highly appreciate it. Thank you for supporting Iowa and Awareness by Abhi. Jai Shri Ram, Am Namah Shivaya, Jai Shri Krishna, Hare Bol. Good luck to you all. God bless you. Till I speak to you again. Goodbye.